All right, welcome back. We're here with Brooke Atkinson, the New Mexico State women's basketball head coach. How you doing?
I'm good. Excited to be here.
5 straight championships that you guys have. What would you say is the constant factor to success?
I could say the tradition. Obviously, Coach Track and all the former players did a really good job and left really good players. And we just came in and just tried to stay consistent to the style and not screw it up, I guess.
Is there any pressure to continue that?
You can look at it as pressure. Our message to the group is to always just kind of keep our heads down and really focus on what's inside of that, the lines or the circle. We can't control anything but ourselves.
And you lose Brooke Salas. She's now playing overseas. Do you keep up with her at all?
Yeah. I was just texting with her, just saying everyone's first question is, what's life like without Brooke Salas? And so she laughed about that. But, yeah, she's doing really well. I think she's probably averaging over, double figures, and she's enjoying it.
Is there any way to replace her at all?
Probably not by one person, by numbers. It's going to have to be by committee. Other people will get opportunities. New players will step in, glue players and other players, it's their opportunity now.
And a lot of people are expecting big things out of Gia Pack. What do you see her doing offensively that will really stand out this year?
Last year, because of injuries, we moved Gia to the point, and that just kind of expanded her game, just the ability to see the floor. She flirted with a couple triple-doubles last year. So I think she can really play the 1 through the 4 for us. We haven't really decided where she'll play for us yet. She'll play a lot. But she just has the ability to play any perimeter position, and that really helps us.
Michaela Buckner is a graduate transfer. What expertise do you see her bringing to the court?
She just has a lot of experience, been in a couple different programs, obviously storied program at Baylor, but she just has that veteran understanding. We have we have a freshman that she's kind of teaching, like that veteran move, like you're working too hard. This is how you do it. So it's been valuable for her to kind of just lead the way.
Kind of like having an extra little coach there, huh?
Yes, definitely.
All righty, well, I will now open up to the media.
Coach, you opened the season with 4 of 5 games at home. What's the plan for getting your team off to a fast start?
Home games are great. Last year we played a lot on the road. We obviously had a pretty heavy veteran squad last year. So coming in at home, anytime we can play in the Pan Am and with our crowd, it's just good experience, getting used to home games. But home games are definitely always a plus.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit. The home court advantage that the Aggies have. Adam Young tweeted out the other day, combined men and women are 130-14 since 2014-15. What is so special about the Pan Am that gives you guys such a home court advantage? I think 6 losses for the women's team since 2014-15 at home.
Aggie fans are the best fans. So, they just kind of bring. We just always have the same. Just fans that back us, and obviously the Pan American Center just was its 50th year last year, I think. So it's obviously got great tradition, and starting 6 years ago when that was, they just started the tradition, and we just continue to try to live up to what they've done.
There are a lot of new faces on the team this year. Who should fans be watching out for?
We have a handful, obviously returning-wise, Gia Pack, Aaliyah Prince has had a really strong spring, summer, and fall. We had some kids go out with injuries last year, but we have Nike Adarento that's back. Nana Sule went out 3 games. Rodria Eccles. I'm trying to remember everybody. And then we have, a couple transfers. Adriana Henderson, Michaela Buckner. We have some, freshmen. We have some junior college kids that will, kind of step in and play minutes. And so, again, it's kind of by committee.
Coach, on a different note, your team volunteered at a soup kitchen a few weeks ago. What do your players get from that experience?
Well, they had a really good time. They made cheers somehow. We have a group that loves to be out in the community, very social, infectious. And I think it was just a good understanding for them. just to be a part of the community, and there's always something bigger than basketball. You know, and the community of Las Cruces has been great to us, and we just want to give back to them.
How you talked about it earlier, but how do you keep the tradition going, the winning tradition? I mean, 5 straight championships. Like you said, you from coach to bringing certain players to so forth. But how does that continuously happen where there's no drop off? It seems like at New Mexico State.
I mean, recruiting is a big part of it. You know, getting those certain players that fit the system, the style. We've always tried to be, you know, long, athletic, play fast, and just use that to our advantage. I think besides Utah Valley, you know, we play at a higher elevation, and so by playing quick, that helps us. You know, and just making sure we're getting the right kids, the right fit for the system and for kind of that tradition. You know, the thing about New Mexico State is, you know, you can, in the correct way, we can recruit just about anyone from anywhere. And they can come in and be successful.
The Aggies have made it to the NCAA tournament for the last 5 seasons, but haven't been able to get a win in the first round. And I guess this is more of a global question. What will it take for somebody from the WAC to pick up that elusive win and advance in the tournament?
I mean, experience, I think, you know, the difference between our level, the women's side and the men's side is men's side plays at, you know, not necessarily a home venue. Last year we played at Iowa State and played Iowa State. Now that's a great program, great tradition, and a great crowd. So I think it's just continuing to get more experience to that style of play of who will draw. We have to play a harder schedule, so we'll draw, you know, not a 15 or a 14 seed. And I think it just depends on the draw, really. You know, the matchup.
Coach Jans mentioned it as kind of the goal for the men that they want to win. Their goal is to win games in the NCAA tournament. Is that kind of the mindset after you've won so many championships that you get to a point where you're like, look, we're going to win this and we want to go win something that we haven't done before, win a game? And, you know, is that kind of your mindset, or is it just let's just play, get to where we want to go, and, you know, see what happens in the NCAA tournament?
You know, we talk about details and little things, and we don't want to look past today, you know, taking anything for granted, just because I think it's just, you know, you can't get to step 16 if we're not at step 2. And so every day we talk about being 1% better. And I think that that'll end up leading us in the right direction. But I've always just kind of been, you know, left foot, right foot, you know, instead of a marathon ahead, just because things are so important, the details, the day in, day out for us. You know, Coach Jans does an amazing job and has just an amazing program, just watching that. For us, we just try to keep it, you know, one step at a time.
Alrighty, Coach. Well, we definitely appreciate your time today. Best of luck this upcoming season.
Thank you.
Next up,